Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Everybody was asking me, how did I know to short forward when it was November? And it was when Aunt B was telling us everything was fine. Well, what people didn't know is Aunt B was lying to us. Because when she was raising the rates, machinery sales were down 5.6%, computers were down 8.7%, communication equipment sales down 21%. I took a look at our chart and I saw that institutions were pulling money out of Ford. So we said, let's short Ford. And we did that in November, on November 10th, because my charts told me there was a big sell signal, and we took advantage of it. And you know that stock Ford has now dropped 17%. That's the return my gang has now, 17%. Don't follow any of the jibber jabber from CNBC or the Fed. Follow me. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, we come in the morning, we have what we call coffee talk, but we just don't sit around and throw the bull, or joke or laugh. Our coffee talk is serious. Every morning before you start out investing, we have an intense discussion on what is going on and where we should be investing, because it's all about not the money, but where you're putting that money. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and enjoy the best coffee in town.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When's the last time you've gotten a raise? Been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure. Why? What people don't realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. There's so much bad news out there. Let me give you some good news. The good news is you can retire when you're 65 years of age. You can live the same lifestyle you've come accustomed to, but you're going to have to make a change. And what's that change? To get rid of your 401k. It's a scam. It doesn't work. We've never seen more people pulling their money out of 401ks than right now. $40 billion just in this last few quarters, because they know it doesn't work. So they're taking their money and stuffing it in the mattress. That's not what to do. Look, it's not about the money you put away. It's about how you invest that money. And clearly 401ks don't work. But it does work here at Phil's Gang. philsgang.com, where we just got a return of over 35% in copper.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything will be taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
They live in the bubble, okay, where global warming doesn't exist and where President Obama doesn't exist.
Oh, he exists. He exists, and they have spent 8 years trying to obstruct everything that he has tried to do.
Right, but he wants to build the Keystone Pipeline, wants to go back to burning coal and drilling oil as opposed to solar energy. I'm guessing he hates Mother Nature because she's a woman. There are way more jobs in solar now than in coal.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Hope you had a great weekend. My name is Phil Grande. Unbelievable. Bill Maher over the weekend, he just shoots his mouth off. He has no idea what he's talking about. I don't know who his producers are, but they're sure not doing a job. Incredible weekend. The news they are trying to pump this economy, saying things are terrific. Boy, they're doing everything they possibly can. Everything they can. You know why they're doing that? Because June always stinks for the stock market. So Yellen knows she's got a problem. She knows that we don't have good earnings. We don't have revenues or earnings growth. She knows the first quarter 2016 marks the first time we ever seen 4 consecutive quarters of year-over-year negative earnings, minus 9%. She knows that. She's worried. Matter of fact, things have been so bad that the large companies just increased the amount of people they laid off by 35%. She's getting worried. So here's what she's doing. She's trying to pump and saying, hey, this economy's doing so well. We're going to raise rates in June. She's getting all the Europeans that come over here and buy stocks. She can't get U.S. investors because U.S. investors are leaving the market. The big investors, the pension funds, the 401k people, the hedge funds, the big banks, they're all pulling their money out. So she's trying to create this narrative that, man, things are really good. And people are just incredible. The headlines are coming out. It's just nuts, these headlines. So it's just interesting listening to what's going on when you really know what's going on. I mean, it's just crazy. So let's take I want to go back to this thing with Bill Maher. He's all upset over Trump because Trump came out over the weekend and said, you know what? We got to get back to coal. We got to get back to oil drilling because we got to get jobs back. We lost 192, almost 200,000 jobs in mining. In mining, drilling, oil, coal. We got to get back those jobs. This is what we need. Here, listen. And so now they're all upset here.
They live in the bubble, okay, where global warming doesn't exist and where President Obama doesn't exist.
Oh, he exists. He exists, and they have spent 8 years trying to obstruct everything that he has tried to do.
Right, but first of all, that's not true. How can you obstruct when Obama controlled both the House and Senate for 2 years, 2008, 2010? So how do you obstruct when you control both the House and Senate? They don't mention that, do they? Not at all. Now listen to this.
Okay, wants to build the Keystone Pipeline, wants to go back to burning coal and drilling oil as opposed to solar energy. I'm guessing he hates Mother Nature.
No, he's a businessman. He doesn't hate. He's not like you, Bill. He's a businessman. That's why they're so afraid of him. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous not to go back to coal. Look, regardless what side you are on when it comes to global warming, we can all agree to one thing. We want the most effective way to produce electricity, most cost-effective way, right? We want cheap electricity. That's what we all agree. Now, you got Bill Maher and Sanders here. They're disagreeing with Trump. Trump said, let's go back to coal and oil because it makes sense. See, it costs 140% more to produce electricity by wind and solar than by coal. So regardless if you're for global warming, believe it's global warming or not, that's not the issue. It's our wallet. And we all vote our wallet. So you got these two communists over here pushing this solar and windmills. It doesn't work. It costs 140% more to produce electricity by wind and solar than by coal. It costs you and I an extra $10 billion a year out of our pocket in subsidies. That's what you and I pay. $10 billion a year comes out of our pockets. We could have taken that $10 billion and given it to small business to create jobs. That would have been a great use for the $10 billion. Not these stupid windmills. Now, I'm not saying, look, somewhere down the line, yeah. Wind, sure. I have no problem. Solar, I have no problem. But not now. What are you, nuts? Even Christina Fierro, she's the executive secretary of the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. She said that the goal of Obama and his environmental activists is not about saving the world from ecological calamity. Instead, he is the master at using climate change to destroy capitalism through redistribution of wealth throughout the world. And his props are inefficient windmills and solar energy. It's not efficient. Now, not only does it destroy jobs, in fact, 196,000 high-paying mining jobs were destroyed. Obama uses his EPA, he uses them as his enforcer in his new regulations to put people out of work. Mining, especially coal mining. Now, Obama's favorite lie, other than, of course, the one we all know, if you like your insurance, you can keep it. But his other lie, the biggest lie, was, I will invest $150 billion over the next 10 years to build a clean energy economy and create 5 million new jobs that pay very well, and it cannot be outsourced. Remember that when he was first running for president in his first term? A lie. Here we are 8 years later. He spent $80 billion on stuff like the energy efficient battery, manufacturing energy efficient batteries. Billions on this clean energy program like Solandra. Billions were lost. Now, what did he create for jobs? Not the 5 million. 1,188 jobs at a cost of $16 billion, or $13.5 million per job. What, are you nuts? Now, we're not alone. Spain spent $600,000 for every green job. Same problem with them, wind and solar. It destroyed 2.2 jobs for every green position it created. in Spain. And they found their cost of electricity went up 35% when they switched to this stupid wind and solar. Europe, United Kingdom, found that 3.7 jobs were lost for every job identified in renewable energy. And the cost of electricity, just like Spain, a little less, went up 32%. Now, here is a real joke. Obama also spent $500 million of our tax money on green energy training programs for just 11,000 jobs. And when they graduated, they found the jobs didn't exist. What are you, nuts? We'll be right back. Phil's Gang. Don't go anywhere.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually. You will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating the 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Yellen came out and told us that she is basically going to pull back the 25 basis point hike that she had in December, the quarter point, because the economy is bad. Then she's going to do quantitative easing. So what does that mean? That means as the economy gets worse, the market's going to go up. See, most people think when the economy's bad, the market should be going down. Just the opposite. Because when the economy is bad, the Federal Reserve comes in, prints money, gives it to the companies to buy their own shares back to push their stocks up, because when the economy's bad, people aren't out spending and their stock doesn't go up. This is how they do it. A great opportunity. Don't miss it. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Become part of this wealth effect. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgame.com. Every month now, we get jobs. They give us the job numbers. We've been averaging, they tell us, 235,000 jobs a month. It's been a lie. That's a bogus number. The BLS that counts the jobs, they use what they call the birth-death model system. What they do is they manipulate the jobs, so 40% of that number that you see is fake. That's right. If you take 235,000 jobs, the number really is 140,000. They bogus up about 95,000 jobs. But that's what goes on now on Wall Street. That's why you want to be a member of my gang, Phil's Gang, philsgang.com, because that way you get the truth. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com, click on the video channel graphic, and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
Also brought to you by Walter's Way, a wonderful book. First-time author, Walter Scheer. Excellent author. Get a copy of this winning book. It won the 2016 Silver Axiom Business Book Award. All the proceeds goes to the Vera and Walter Scheer Foundation in St. Jude. You'll love this book if you're an entrepreneur. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, you'll love the book. And more important than the book, you'll fall in love with the man. An incredible man, incredible entrepreneur. What he does for people is incredible. He's these are the people who built this country right here. Guys like Walter. When this generation is on, it's over. We don't have people like Walter anymore. He built this country. The integrity that this man has, and just incredible. Pick up the book, please. And it's only $15. Go to my homepage, philsgang.com, and all the money goes to charity. Okay, now let's get back to what's going on here today. So over the weekend, everybody's pumping how good the economy is. And it's just amazing. So so I'm listening to Steve Leisman. Listen to this.
Fresh off the spreadsheet, that strong retail sales number this morning with consumer spending up a full percentage point more than expected.
Big deal, full percentage point. But here's what's going on. Here are the headlines. Retail sales up. Another headline. Consumer spending posts biggest gain in more than 6 years. Consumer spending, yeah. Next headline. Consumer confidence dropped by the most in 10 years. What the hell? Wait a minute. What are you, nuts? How can you have consumer spending, headline, consumer spending posts the biggest gain more than 6 years? At the same time, another headline, consumer confidence dropped by the most in 10 years. So confidence is going down, but they're spending more. And then another headline says the U.S. economy slows to the weakest pace in a year. So you got the economy slowing to the weakest pace in a year. You got consumer confidence dropping to a 10-year low. But then you got these guys on CNBC and the press reporting consumer spending posts the biggest gain more than 6 years. Retail sales are up. Well, you know what they're not telling you? They don't judge the sales by units. Units. How many units do they sell? Well, if you go and look at the units, they're selling less items. They're just moving the price up. The price has gone up. So when they report sales, 1% gain, hell, you can go to the supermarket from 1 week to the next. Potato chips are up more than 1%. It's the pricing that's going up, not the units. They should report the unit sales. They also said cars are coming back now. Recovered in April. Declined in March, but boy, cars are coming back in April strong, they said. Really? No, it's not sales. Very few autos were sold. They were leased. Once remember, leasing was once reserved for the affluent, for the wealthy, to get them to edge up to another more expensive car. You try to move them up. And that's how they do it, by leasing it to them. But you had to be wealthy, have great credit. Now they're using leases for the poorest credit. So they don't have to put any down payment down. They don't have to put nothing. They don't even have a credit score. It's the biggest bubble around. But isn't it amazing? They don't tell you the unit numbers. And when you go look at the unit numbers, they're selling less items. Just incredible what they're trying to do. They're trying to hold this market up. What did I say on Friday when they had the big rally from Wednesday, when she said, when Aunt B came on a week ago Wednesday and said, we're going to raise rates in June? And all of a sudden all the Europeans dumped their euros, they bought dollars, they came over here and started to buy stock. And stock for a week went up almost every day. Went up about 2.5% of the market. And finally I said, just relax. They're going to give it all back. Here's what I said on Friday when I was wrapping up. It's going to be about when Tuesday comes, we get back here Tuesday, are they going to keep pushing that same narrative to get the dollar to continue to go up? Now, that dollar going up is a sign that these foreigners are still buying stocks. I think we're going to go right back to where we started with this. And that's right. And we started today. We're down 118 points. Now, we'll know better tomorrow when we get everybody back from the Hamptons and from Aspen. Okay? When they get back from Hampton, even the rich are having a problem. There's a big bubble in $100 million homes. You read that? $100 million homes are having trouble. If you have a $100 million home, you're having trouble selling it. First time they've ever had trouble selling $100 million homes. Isn't that nuts? So let's think about this. So the market right now is down 120 points. This is the first time that it pulled back since she made that announcement. Now think about the background. I told you this before. 6% or 28 of the S&P 500 companies are contributing half of all the S&P profits. That's a problem. You all knows that. She also knows that she timed it perfectly for June to say, I'm going to raise rates to try to get a rally going, because she knows June has been the worst month for stocks. 8 of the last 10 Junes, 8 of the last 10 years, June turned out to be a negative month. She knows that. That's why she pulled the trick and said, we're going to raise rates in June to try to get this market hang up here. But there's nothing to pull the market up. There's no earnings, no revenues increases or earnings. You got to have earnings. The companies aren't buying their own stock back as much as they were. She knows this. She also knows that investors have been pulling money out. That's why she went from U.S. investors to European investors, and why she created that lie that she's going to increase. By the way, even if she goes 25 basis points, it's not going to mean anything, because you don't have the earnings or the revenues to keep it stable. You got to have earnings and revenues. And what's going to happen is she's going to have to go to QE4. There is no question about it. So the market's either going to correct 5 or 10% from here, or she's going to keep on coming up with some excuse trying to push the market up. And if it drops 10%, it's a shoo-in, even 5% for QE4. One way or the other, it's got to be QE4. It is nothing to sustain this rally. And that's why I said on Friday, you watch, come Tuesday, the market be down. It's down 118 points. That's why you joined my gang. We'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With a false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest, fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally because people got out of their 401k in 2009. And they said, just get me out I want nothing but fixed income, and they got killed because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grande and philsgang.com helps folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your number one source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $49.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Even if the federal funds rate were to return to near zero, the FOMC would still have considerable scope to provide additional accommodation.
Accommodation, what's that mean? It simply means printing money. What she's saying is the economy's terrible. We're going to claw back that 25% or 0.25% interest rate hike that we did in December. And I'm going to print a whole bunch of money so that we can give it to companies to buy their own shares back so they can boost the stock market higher. The problem with that money is 0%. That means that people lose their jobs. They go from full-time to part-time. From part-time, they go to poverty. That's the problem. We can't keep doing this. Here's the point. When the market is going up, it's always when the economy is bad. Join my gang, philsgang.com, so you can participate.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything will be taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, on Thursday, Friday last week, I said I wanted to get 20 ambassadors. I wanted to give 20 people. They join a gang, $49.95. But for 4 weeks, I would give them the PT2 to use. And at the end of 4 weeks, we shut it off unless they want to continue. My point was that I wanted to show how that with a simple PT2 chart, how I can improve your retirement fund, money you're putting away, really simply by just using green energy, you want to call it. Green. Hey, there's green energy. Seriously. I said that we had JCPenney drop over 36% when it turned from green to red. It gave us a signal that the institutions were pulling money out, and it dropped 36%. So if you were a gang member, that was your stock, it had a 36% drop, you would have been so happy shorting. You would have made 36%. Even half of that, you would have been happy. Same thing with Macy's. That's one of our stocks. And when it turned from green to red, it dropped. We were short, went down 31%. So both those, JCPenney and Macy's, even if you made half those return, that's a beautiful thing instead of sitting there losing money and you keep calling your broker and ask, what do I do? What do I do? This way here, you have the ability to sell short. It's not hard. You just click a button. It says short. You have another button that says long. But we guide you. We'll guide you in the next 4 weeks. I said, when JCPenney and Macy's turn around and all of a sudden they're green again, I'm going to put them up right now for you right here. Macy's is still red. And also when Macy's, as soon as it turns green, we already got what we call a crossover. Crossover means they're starting to put money in. And I said that we will guide you. All you do is go to our site. We post it every day for you at 1:15 called Working Investors. So we tell you exactly what to do. You just go in after 1:15. It's posted. It's new. Every day we tell you exactly what to do with these stocks. With Macy's, with JCPenney, when they turn green, and we'll guide you. You haven't got to do anything. You don't have to take time out from baseball games. You haven't got to take time from golfing. You don't have to take time out for bringing the kids to soccer games. You just go to your site, take a couple minutes, and check and see, do I still stay in? So Macy's and JCPenney. Now, JCPenney is again, just not turned green. So we also said, I'm going to show you how GDX, that's an exchange-traded fund of mines. And when it turned from red to green, and you were a gang member, they had over 100% gain just from simply turning from red to green, identifying the institutions came in. Now it turned red. And I said, I'm going to give you the opportunity to go the other way, to short. Everybody's so afraid to short. Everybody's so afraid to make money when the market goes down because they've gotten to your head, took parking space in your head. You're not supposed to short a stock. It's ridiculous. This is so simple, so easy to navigate. Your kids could do it. So right now, GDX is now red. So if you're one of the 20, then you should be pretty happy. Okay. Now, and as soon as the other ones turn green going the other way, you'll be happy with those too. Now, let's go back. I want to go back to this. Listen, this is what really got me. This was Bernie Sanders. He was getting an interview with Univision, Spanish station. He was being interviewed.
El modelo socialista en Venezuela tiene al país cerca del colapso. Argentina, también Brasil. ¿Cómo explica eso?
Now, what he's saying is this. This is the reporter. First thing the reporter asked him was, look, you like socialism. You think socialism works. That's your model. But the socialist model in Venezuela, the country is collapsing. Argentina, also Brazil. How do you explain that failure? Bernie said, are you asking me a question? No, you idiot. He was asking for your phone number for a date. What do you think he was asking for, you dope? Reporter, I'm sure you're interested in that these countries are going down, they're collapsing, and you're for socialism. Bernie, I'm very interested, but right now I'm running for president of the United States. Do you believe this? Just like a liberal. Once you corner them, they just can't fess up. They gotta get away from the subject. They gotta redirect. They gotta change the narrative. It's amazing. They just can't stand there if you say I'm wrong. It's so typical of a liberal, a far, far, far left liberal. Then Bernie says, well, I'm very interested right now, but I'm running for president of the United States. The reporter said, so you don't have an opinion about the crisis in Venezuela? Bernie, of course I have an opinion. But as I said, I'm focused on my campaign. You see, it doesn't work, but he won't admit it. He won't admit it. And all these people that are for Bernie, they're going nuts because they want everything free. That's simple. Now, listen to this. Going back to Bill Maher and Trump on Friday, Bill Maher says this about the coal jobs. And finally, somebody on his panel had a brain.
There are way more jobs in solar now than in coal.
And of course, that's not true at all. We all know that he is so far off on that's incredible. I gave you the numbers. Now, someone on this, now one of this panel members says, "Oh, wait a minute.
Jobs, the new jobs are with clean water, clean air."
I disagree. In Spain, it's the green energy capital of Europe, and they've got no jobs. They have 56% unemployment for youth and 28%
well, you're doing a false
for everyone.
correlation, though.
That's what killed the economy. Is a libertarian study in Spain. For every one job created in the new energy economy, 3 jobs are destroyed in the energy business, and that's why there's no
I haven't
jobs.
read that study.
I haven't read that study. Yeah, right. You never will either, because you know, boy, it's amazing, isn't it? So first of all, the information that you get from guys like him are incredible. Yellen, she lies about inflation. She lies about labor. She said the other day that, boy, it's remarkable we have such a steady growth in labor. Are you kidding? B says the economy is improving and the labor market has a remarkable steady growth. She also claims a 5% unemployment rate. What are you, nuts? President Obama never let the BLS include the unemployment rate of that 5% to include, he wouldn't let them include the 7 million discouraged workers or the 19 million who are on disability checks that aren't part of that 5%. Which, by the way, disability checks, 68.7% are fraudulent claims. So if both the discouraged workers and the disability checks recipients were included at 5%, we'd be at 18%. And why? What's the culprit? Why are there so many discouraged workers? 7 million. Well, because in the last 70 years, instead of Obama administration focusing on increased savings, hard work, investing, and productivity, he focused on golfing, increasing the size of government by increasing entitlements. And there's the problem. Nobody has the guts to get up and say we got to cut entitlements. You got to. Trump says he will do it. Obama doubled the number of those receiving disability checks and food stamps and free health care insurance under his Obamacare, which is a disincentive to work. So as a result, Obama only paid interest on the $20 trillion national debt we said he didn't put no principal down. And the money used to pay that interest was printed. That has a very negative impact on all the rest of us. It's called inflation. That means that the cost of living has gone up, but your paycheck hasn't. But Yellen lies about inflation. She keeps saying, well, when we hit 2% inflation, we'll raise rates. We've been at 2% inflation 7 years ago. Go to the supermarket. See, the purpose of the banking cartel, the Federal Reserve, is to create inflation. That's their job. That's what they do. They lie to us about it. So to keep rates low, so the government can borrow cheap money to expand its size through increasing the size of entitlement programs. And then they pay their national debt down with cheap money. So they lie. They say there's no inflation, so they keep interest rates low. If they say there's inflation, they can't. So then they can't pay down their national debt with cheap money. We never had inflation until the Federal Reserve was created in 1913. And then they took the gold standard off. That's when we started getting inflation. Matter of fact, in 1913 to today, inflation has gone up 30% higher. It's up 30%. When Yellen lies and says inflation is below 2%, it's the only way she can justify keeping interest rates at near zero. She just lies to us. And that's why we're in such a mess and why you don't have a good job. Join my gang, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually. You will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Everybody was asking me, how did I know to short forward when it was November, and it was when Aunt B was telling us everything was fine? Well, what people didn't know is Aunt B was lying to us, because when she was raising the rates, machinery sales were down 5.6%, computers were down 8.7%, communication equipment sales down 21%. I took a look at our chart, and I saw that institutions were pulling money out of Ford. So we said, let's short Ford. And we did that in November, on November 10th, because my charts told me there was a big sell signal, and we took advantage of it. And you know that stock Ford has now dropped 17%. That's the return my gang has now, 17%. Don't follow any of the jibber-jabber from CNBC or the Fed. Follow me, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti. Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. There's so much bad news out there. Let me give you some good news. The good news is you can retire when you're 65 years of age. You can live the same lifestyle you've come accustomed to, but you're going to have to make a change. And what's that change? To get rid of your 401k. It's a scam. It doesn't work. We've never seen more people pulling their money out of 401ks than right now. $40 billion just in this last few quarters, because they know it doesn't work. So they're taking their money and stuffing it in the mattress. That's not what to do. Look, it's not about the money you put away. It's about how you invest that money. And clearly 401ks don't work. But it does work here at Phil's Gang. philsgang.com, where we just got a return of over 35% in copper.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Barack Obama and friendly governors of places like California and New York, are spending every tax dollar they can raise and get on health care and transfer payments. They've jumped hugely over the last 8 years, and they're doing things like shorting state universities. There was an article in the New York Times this weekend about City College being in ruins and an absolute wreck. They're not investing in infrastructure, and they're certainly not keeping up our fleet. So as a consequence, the economy is losing its foundations and our ability to defend ourselves.
Yes, because you can't keep spending. You got to bring some money in at some point. That's why we're not growing. That's why the economy is getting worse. That's why we need a businessman running this country. See, Jan is not only, she's not the only one that's masking inflation. The supermarkets. Have you gone in and bought a bag of potato chips lately? You see the size of those bags? They got a big bag and they shrink it. It's amazing. You have this big bag and there's like 3 potato chips in it. So they give you bigger bags. They're taking the package sizes and increasing the size of the package, but they're not putting any more chips in. So they're hiding inflation too. See, there's a lack of buying power in our dollar. Our food dollar is not stretching like it used to. And we can blame Aunt B for that. Now, I can't help you with Aunt B. She's a dope. I can't pick up the phone and talk to her. But I can help you by saying to you, look, let's forget about market fundamentals. Because every bit of information you're getting, they're lying to you. How can they tell you we got this great market when manufacturing is plunged to a 7-year low? Factory orders, industrial production, the weakest in 10 years. Are you nuts? Wages at an 18-year low. Part-time jobs have increased from 4.5 million to now 8 million. We have 2.8 million fewer full-time jobs than when Obama took office. They're telling us the economy is getting better. So here's what you got to do. You want to make money, you make it by following the institutions. I designed a program. I designed a chart that just simply tells you when it's green, they're putting money in, when it's red, taking money out. Right now, I think that we're going to have a couple good opportunities. Remember, when I told you in November, December, with gold mining stocks, silver mining stocks, I was right. Some were up 100%, some were up 58%. Now I said to you, let's go and buy these. We'll buy these retail stocks that got killed. J.P. Morgan, J.C. Penney. Let's buy these retailers, Macy's, J.C. Penney. Those two big brands. Join my gang. I'll guide you through these. Now, Obama keeps spending more than he takes in. So did Bush. Now, those are called deficits. Now, deficits mean more borrowing from China, which threatens our sovereignty. Never before has American economy depended so much on one hung low and the boys to loan us money. Deficits, remember, suck up our savings. That, in turn, drives our interest rates up. And then that leaves less money for investment, so we don't grow. And what have they been doing? They've been trying to keep the interest rates down artificially, or pushing them down artificially, by saying there's no inflation. That's called crowding out. You can't have recovery. Why do you think this is the worst recovery in 11 years? You can't have recovery when they do that. When they lie about inflation and they try to keep inflation down to keep interest rates down, when interest rates should be going up when we're borrowing all this money from China, boy, we're getting hurt. That's why I want to help you in the market. I can. I'll take these two stocks, join the gang now, and follow me with just these two stocks. See if it works. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Steve's there now. Alex is there. They'll pick up the phone, they'll help you. Deficits means too much borrowing. As I said, that's called crowding out. They crowd out. You can't have recovery when you keep running deficits. You spend more than you take in. You keep spending more and more. That's ridiculous. Bottom line, there is no money left for infrastructure spending or any other program to grow the economy. In fact, Obama has increased taxes, but he hid them. He hid them. That's why he did Obamacare, because he hid 20 taxes in Obamacare. When you keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, you got to raise taxes. So he hid them. He wasn't mad enough to put them out in front. The increase in taxes takes the incentive away from me, an entrepreneur, a small businessman, to invest. Are you nuts? Why would I invest? And small businesses provide 78% of all the good-paying jobs. And that's why we have right now, business investment is a mess. Business investment in machinery, computers, communication equipment, aircraft, trucks, all plunging. And then they tell you today, oh, look at this, look at the headlines. Retail's up. No, it's not. Prices are up, not units. Are you nuts? This is crazy what's going on. Now, if you have labor, and think about this, they're giving free health care, free food, okay, free housing, child tax credits to disincentivize labor to work. They don't want labor having incentive to work. That's why they give them free health care. They give them disability checks, and they don't care if it's fraud. They give them free food. They give them tax credits. They give them subsidies for housing, and so they don't work. They don't want to work. The two most important components needed to grow our economy is investment and labor. Well, I'm not going to invest. Why would I invest when I know that he has put 20 increased taxes and he hit it in health care? He's got to keep increasing taxes. The next guy comes has got to keep increasing taxes. In labor, there's two things to grow an economy. You need investment and labor, and he took the incentive out of labor. He took the incentive out of investors. Why do you think she's calling for European investors? That's why she's lying. That's why she's lying. That's why she's saying to the Europeans, hey, I'm raising interest rates over here. Our economy's really good, man. Then you see all these wacky headlines come out today. I couldn't believe these headlines. I couldn't believe what I was reading. What are you, nuts? So, business investment's down. This is crazy. Investment, labor, forget it. And that's why people keep saying, when they keep hearing how the economy, we're in this great recovery and everything is good, and people keep saying, I don't feel it. If you want to feel it, join the gang. That's where you're going to feel it. When you see the gold mining stocks go up 100%, you see copper, you see copper go up 58%. You see Macy's go down 31%. You get a 31% gain there. That's where you're going to feel it. The stock market is no longer about buying a stock based on earnings or profits. It's just based on, hey, are the big guys going in? The 5 biggest banks buying? Are the mutual funds buying? Are the hedge funds buying? I'm buying. And we'll guide you through it. You see, they're doubling part-time jobs. Nobody talks. They always say how labor is getting better. Labor. Where? They're doubling the part-time jobs. And they're doubling the scourged. But see, the press doesn't talk about it. That's Obama's PR department, especially MSNBC. See, there's a dark side to this. This press doesn't want to reveal the dark side to this, the non-recovery, because it's ugly. And it's why the president doesn't dare shine a light on it. And they got to shine the light on how many part-time, terrible jobs. But every time you hear a job number, 225,000 jobs, 215, there's a celebration. These are part-time, crappy jobs that are dead end. And the reason they don't shine the light on them, because there's no benefits, and even worse, 75% of people in a part-time job always end up in poverty. Always. There's no escaping it. This is part of the ugly part of this thing that nobody talks about. All these created was ugly part-time jobs. And they refuse to tell the truth about the economy. Our president, our politicians, and they say, wow, it's so remarkable the labor house turning around. Where? What are you, nuts? The president of the banking cartel, instead of telling the truth to Main Street, and that's what we need. Tell them to cut entitlements, but they won't do that. So here's what you're going to do. Right now, call this number, 877-600-GANG. Talk to Steve, talk to Alex, get started, and in 4 weeks you're going to say, what a difference this makes. We'll see you on the charts. Join my gang.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to